Right.
this dope-filled world,
Right.
and get in a long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right. That's exactly the
And
truth.
it's deadly.
And it works on you hard. It really does.
It works on my heart, right? Man, these two right here, I just want to point out that they are one of the worst people I have ever seen come across the internet, and I will cover more of these later in the video, and just make sure you keep watching till the end. And like I said, these two right here are the worst people that I've ever seen, that misuse the Christianity religion to just gain money and wealth, and I think they're completely blinded. And at the same time, I think that once they are blinded, they will of course defend it, you know. So even though if they're doing wrong. So we got this character right here, Kenneth Copeland. I think he's a complete, oh man, evil. It's all in the eyes. If you just watch his eyes and pay attention to his gestures, I think you will understand what I'm talking about. You know, don't be fooled what these people say. You know, it will just drag you right in. You got to be careful. You have to watch out for some body language and see what they're really about and how their character really is. So we got this character right here asking for millions of dollars, all right, for a private jet, all right. And we got this and his friend, equally evil, Jesse Duplantis. He's another evil person, old evil person that just wants money and gain power. And I think that's, in my opinion, it's a wrong thing to do. You know, wealth, power, you get really blinded. But anyways, so this woman comes in and kind of interviews him, and let's just kind of watch a little bit here and kind of break some stuff down and see what else we can learn here from these two evil characters here.
How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay?
You caught me off guard, more like you caught me here lying, you caught me doing wrong. You really didn't have a comeback when she said what she said. So, and also I think he was kind of hitting at her. I personally think it seems like he was really attracted to this woman. That's why he kind of opened up.
I paid. Oh, yeah. I love your eyes.
Thank you very much,
you.
Reverend.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people think it's unbecoming for a preacher to live a life of luxury and to fly around in private jets. What's your response to that?
Very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do.
It takes a lot of money to do what we do. What do you actually do? All you do is just talk a little bit and inspire people, and that is pretty much it. And collect the check, which is millions of dollars, and buy private jets. Really, dude? I mean, have you seen his house? He has his own airport, and he already owns over like 6 or 7 airplanes, even more. So what is he talking about? It takes a lot what we do.
Are you looking at this? Look, hey, are you seeing this? I hope so. You bought it.
No. I don't think so. I think even Jesus had a job. He was a carpenter, and he was preaching the gospel.
Last May, I was scheduled for Lagos, Nigeria. That's a long ways. I had a week off, and I was scheduled for Peru. And I prayed about it, and I thought, I'm not missing that dedication in Jerusalem.
Wow, look at his eyes. The dude seems so evil. I mean, and like I told you, by just hearing this, I told you he's not doing anything. All he does is fly around and talk a little bit and fly around, and that's it. Lazy people, lazy people. But look at the gesture in his eyes. Let's watch that in slow motion real quick and just pay attention on his eyes and how he changes demeanor when he didn't want to miss the event, which of course if you do make an event, you make a lot of money. These people get paid a lot of money just to show up somewhere, like celebrities. Keep that in mind. Let's just watch it in slow motion and watch his eyes, please.
I'm not missing that dedication in Jerusalem.
Wow, he looks possessed if you ask me. Completely blinded by power and just money and wealth, and that is it. Honestly, that's what I see him. He has that, and you know, people still agree with him. And like you've seen it many times before, even like in just superstars and movie stars and whatnot. They have millions of dollars, all right? They're super wealthy, rich. Even if they do wrong, people will defend them. And this is the same case. Even if this guy does wrong, people will defend it because people love wealth and everybody wants to live easy. And also people like to look at somebody and live out their fantasy and being too close to them, having a chance to have that as well, promises. So you got to be careful, people. You know, honestly, sometimes it's okay to go back the other way, the hard way, and where you know that is the real way, you know. So just because it's a little bit harder to live doesn't mean it's not good. And these people just showcase wealth, and this is the thing that we need to look up to and learn, teach the next generation to be as well, to gain power and, you know, to go towards wealth. Is this what really Christianity is all about? I don't know. If you are, what are you really in for this? Is it for wealth, or is it just to helping people and make this world a better place? I mean, do you really need $3,000 shoes or $1,000 or $2,000 shoes to make this world a better place, and so people can listen to you, so you can teach them about God? Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, all they're trying to do is make themselves better than everybody by having the things that nobody can afford, so people can look up to them. And there's no difference between the church and the world. You know, you can say whatever you want to say, but I'm not going to listen to you, because who are you? What are you? Just because you have nice clothes and nice shoes and whatnot, I'm supposed to bow my head to you and worship you? Yeah, I don't think so. I think that Bill Gates is honestly one of my role models right now. He's, to me, considered how a pastor should be. I mean, look at the things that he does.
Well, we've had the most success in global health. You know, there's over 6 million people alive today that wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for the vaccine coverage and new vaccine delivery that we've funded.
He's actually helping people achieve and save lives, and taking all the money that he actually makes and putting it back to the world and the people. That to me, and look at how way he's dressing. He's actually dressed really simple, nothing fancy, nothing, no power. He just wants to help. He's very genuine, and I can only appreciate a person like this. And all these other pastors should be looking up to Bill Gates. I think personally he is actually doing something rather than just talking. And that I can only appreciate.
Again, getting back to the comment, you said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
Dude is out of his freaking mind, man. What is he even talking about? Did you see how he changed his demeanor really fast? That was really scary. Like, from angry all the way to like happy.
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not.
These people I really think they're completely like crazy, you know, lost in their own little world, thinking that everything goes their way, and you know, you people have to pay for this stuff, and nothing is really happening to do better the world. He's just bettering his life to increase his wealth, and so he can live easier and better, and so people can worship him. And you got to be careful, never worship a person, you know, don't do that.
And when he said that, that shocked me. I went, whoa, wait. I literally unbuckled my seatbelt, my plane. I stood up. My pilots looked at me and said, do you need something? I said, no, I'm talking to God right now. And he went back to flying.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't have done that on an airliner.
No, sir, no way.
Stand up and say, what'd you say, Lord?
No.
Okay, no, yeah. And the guy sitting over there saying, what the hell does he think he's doing? You can't do that.
You can't do that.
No.
So apparently he is talking about how he was flying, and you know, he wanted to pray and something came over him, so he got up and started praying, and all of a sudden the pilot came and asked him, "Are you okay?" on his private jet. So remember that. They're asking here, they're trying to raise money for another jet that they're trying to purchase for like $65 million or so, and this is them talking, and it just gets worse and worse. Just keep watching. Watch this.
The mess that the airlines are in today, I would have to stop. I'm being very conservative. At least 75 to 80, more like 90% of what we're doing, because you can't get there from here.
It's impossible.
And listen to this, what he has to say right here. He said that once you are flying, like you can't use the airlines, 95% is so corrupt, so you need your own private plane. And the other guy said, yeah, it's impossible to fly with, you know, regular airlines and stuff. It's impossible, but look at a comment that he said before that, watch this.
All things are possible with God.
So I guess not all things are possible when you have to fly regular airlines, but instead of getting a $65 million jet, right? So the only, this doesn't make sense. This logic doesn't make sense. You got to be careful what they're saying. It's very tricky and it will take you in. They're just manipulators just to gain for what they want to do. So,
right. This dope-filled world,
right.
And get in a long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right. That's exactly the
and
truth.
it's deadly.
And it works on you hard. It really does.
Wow. So apparently, what he's saying here in this statement here, that flying commercial and regular people, that is a bunch of demons. So he's calling his own people, all these people, that we are all demons and we are possessed. So he has to separate himself from the people, So the only way you can do that, have your own, jet, $65 million jet, so you can separate yourself from the people. I think that's more like a cult. If you're trying to separate yourself from the people that's screaming that you are not really there for God and the people, you are a cult leader. You just want to separate yourself, living in wealth on the top, and not really caring about your people or anybody but yourself, and distancing yourself from making relationship with people. This is, like I said, that's what's really, like, watching these videos, it kind of tells me what they're doing and how they are. I mean, really, if you just look at it and break it all down, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. I'm going to just say it exactly as it is and what I'm seeing here. So these people are just wrong what they're doing, and very selfish people. So
both of my grandfathers were preachers. They were both very poor. They lived simple, modest lives. They were extremely offended by men that made money like you do, preaching like you do. What would your response be to people that think that preachers shouldn't live this kind of a lifestyle? Folks like both my grandfathers.
And I understand that. And I love them with all my heart. It's your grandfathers that we're standing on their shoulders. They held up and they stood for it. Glory to God.
Man, this guy's, what is he even saying, man? Every time he's confronted with a question, he's trying to turn it around and say some complete bullcrap that nobody really understands. Be direct, man. Be straightforward. He's full of shit. I personally think full of shit. All right? And you saw how he was acting with his body language. As soon as he gets nervous, he started playing with his hands and trying to, think of an answer that makes sense, that doesn't offend nobody, and that makes, whatever. It's unbelievable. I personally think that, there's a lot of churches or preachers that misuse the system, sex scandals, money, power. It's all really about that, and you got to be careful what you're trying to teach the next generation. Is it really all about power, money, gain with Christianity, or helping people and staying humble?
A high-ranking Catholic clergyman learned he is heading to jail for covering up a sex abuse scandal in his church.
Television evangelist Jimmy Swaggart made a tearful confession before his congregation on February 21st, 1988, of unspecified sin.
I have sinned against you, my Lord.
He stepped down from his pulpit. It was reported that Swaggart had paid a New Orleans prostitute to pose in the nude. Swaggart had been accused of setting off the sex scandal, which led to the defrocking of televangelist rival.
He founded one of the most prominent mega churches in America and has been pastor of Georgia's Church in the Now for 25 years. Twice married, a father of 4, Pastor Jim Swilley just revealed Monday that he's gay.
Matthew Durham was the image of the all-American boy any parent would be proud to call their son. And those who knew Matthew thought of him as a saint, a 20-year-old Christian missionary from Oklahoma City who traveled 8,000 miles to Kenya to volunteer at an orphanage for abused and neglected children. But behind the smiles of the kids Matthew worked with and mentored were tears they cried alone in secret. Because Matthew Durham may not be what he appears to be. His shocking confession, shot on a cell phone video by Opendo Orphanage Director Eunice Menja, exposes the missionary as a monster.
I think I made her take off her clothes.
The nun, Sister Eileen, the sexual pedophile who started abusing me when I was 15, was clearly 36 and had taken the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience.
Ted Haggard seemed to be a devoted husband. He was married with 5 children and pastor of Colorado's New Life Church, but he was living a double life.
He had a relationship with me. We had gay sex.
When Mike Jones, a self-confessed male prostitute, went public with claims that Haggard had paid for sex and drugs,
Pope Francis has admitted that members of the Catholic Church have sexually abused nuns, and he says such abuse is still ongoing.
This morning, outrage at the pulpit.
Get that in your spirit.
John Gray, a megachurch pastor in Greenville, South Carolina, speaking out after facing fierce criticism for buying his wife a $200,000 Lamborghini.
A sex scandal involving 2 music ministers has rocked a Texas church tonight. That's because, according to investigators, they decided to make music together.
A man whose last name literally means money in the United States often suggests to his 30,000 parishioners the more they give, the more God will deliver financial blessings to them.
There are new findings of sexual abuse of children by Catholic priests, this time in Pennsylvania. A 2-year-long grand jury investigation made public today found some 300 priests had abused more than 1,000 identifiable victims over a period of 70 years. And it alleges that bishops and other church leaders covered up the crimes, often moving priests to other churches once the allegations came to light. In some cases, the perpetrators were even promoted.
Really, are people really this dumb to really follow stuff like this? I think there's only like maybe 30% of the real churches that really mean what they say, and many get corrupted in the hype, and sheep follow sheep, meaning they copy each other, trying to be successful and forget about what really church is all about. Once you see wealth, that something can make you money, and of course you're gonna go trying to pursue it and get the money that you want. So if this is really the case and church is all about just gaining money and wealth, then trust me, then even evil people will try to do so because it's easy money, and you got to be careful what these people are saying sometimes, and how they dress and how they look. So it's all really just just something flashy that you see in movies. I mean, it's almost like the same principle like in the mobsters. All the mobsters took the easy route, and doing evil things and wrong things, and they were flashy, looking good, and you have the real people that work hard and do the good that they want to do and need to do, and also real leaders that really want to help the community and the real people around them. And these people are just flashy, just like the mobsters, and they don't let people get close to them because they have so much to hide, I personally think. So really always trying to distance themselves from other people and be on top of the level, so important that nobody can really get close to them because they have so much to hide. Just look at the eyes. I think the eyes say everything when it comes to, if you want to find out what the truth is, and the body language and how they move and how they do and what they say and how they say it. You just have to pay attention to the little details, And I know some people that will probably hate what I'm saying as well. But at the same time, I don't really care. I'm just speaking truth. I won't sugarcoat nothing on this channel. I'm gonna just speak exactly the way I see it and how I see it. How can I not criticize these people on what they're doing? and misusing the system. Most of you are gonna say, yeah, but they're blessed by God and whatnot. Look at this guy for buying his wife a $250,000 or $200,000 Lamborghini, and then he turns around and asks the people for roof repairs for the church for $250,000. You know, why couldn't he just take the money that he has and put it into the church if he cares about his people and the church so much? I really don't get it. Why do the people need to buy this instead of him? That's not a leader, that's a coward. And I just don't understand how people can follow these people. Where's the real people? Where's the real preachers talking about the real things that are happening in this world and how we can fix them, but not fixing it with money to make him look better on stage. Fixing meaning like being there for the people and actually taking actions and making people better around you, turning them into leaders and make them better instead of taking your money to make myself better. So where is the real leaders? I really don't get it. Are people this blind? Like I said before, like the world and the church have no difference. There's no difference. Both really want the same thing, and it's power, gain, you know, just gain power and be on the top, and look down on the people that actually support you, which are looking up to you. Thank you so much for watching today's video. It was sponsored by allfleet.com, the brand for real leaders out there. And if you like it, please support. Thank you so much. And like, subscribe, and also comment on my videos. I see you guys next time. Peace out.